We're back. I don't know if anybody's going to be watching. In fact, let's go to Twitter and rope some folks in. Oh, there it goes. I wonder if that little thing actually goes to people on Twitter. I'm going to see if I can capture the link. And let's see. I did it before. And I'm not going to be able to be on here for terribly long because I got to go pick up Mira from school in a little bit. But usually, one way or another, between the YouTube alert going out and the got the little box down here. Usually between that and me tweeting, we get somebody. So, like I had about 25 minutes here, 20 minutes to come on, and I was planning to do this to test out the new Wi-Fi system, but it hasn't come yet. I should have just driven over to Costco on Sunday and bought it, but I didn't. Instead, I ordered it through the mail, thinking it would get here about as quickly, within a day or so, and it doesn't come till tomorrow. So this is not the super duper new high-speed Wi-Fi connection from here all the way up to the router 2 stories above me. This is just the standard Wi-Fi. We'll see how it goes today. But I wanted to answer some questions from any viewers who might stick their head in here. So anybody that's watching, want to leave some comments over here, questions, and we can talk about them. Otherwise, John and I are going to be doing this probably the Sunday after the Ole Miss game, so next Sunday. And hey, GB Sports, what's up? War Eagle. So we're going to be doing it probably that Sunday afternoon. That'll be our first chance for the both of us to be on at the same time. It should be a lot of fun. In fact, if I click this little button here, it won't let me do it because there's only one of them. If I've got 2 signals coming in, I've got a variety of options down here. This is that platform that Jared told me about, our yard sale artist and art director. And it gives you a variety of ways to split the screen up among multiple people. It lets you leave comments and questions over here. So if anybody has any comments or questions, we know we have the big Gatewood story developing, of which I don't know any more than probably anybody else, but I certainly have opinions on it, and we can talk about it. Like I said, I'll be here for probably another 20 minutes at most. So if you have any comments, questions, or thoughts, then throw them up there on the screen and we'll get into it. I'm looking forward, a couple of things that we will be able to do with this going forward. I'm going to have to move this thing around a little bit. It's different for podcasts than for video, because for podcasts, it doesn't matter where everything is as long as I can get to everything. But for this, I need to kind of be able to see. So you guys can't really see it, but I have my microphone and everything is right over here, and it kind of blocks the screen here. So we'll get it figured out. This is a studio set up for audio and not really set up for video. So, in fact, it's clear that I've put more thought into audio than video, because behind me here, you can see it's backwards. It confuses me. Backwards, you can see the Iron Man shrine, but you can't really see the Auburn shrine. Let's see if see it's backwards. It confuses me. So I got my helmet. I've got my little tiger. I got my Aubie. And there's Jordan-Hare Stadium. Ooh, look at that. There's Jordan-Hare. See it? So I'll rearrange things if we're going to be doing Auburn shows more regularly. Got a question coming in from Rusty. Can always depend on Rusty. Awesome. So can 2 things be true at the same time? Yes, and I can think of a lot of examples. Gus mishandled the situation. Joey looks bad leaving early. Oh, yeah. I think that both those things are definitely true. Joey looks bad leaving early because it's like, not only are there just 4 games left to go, but they're 4 home games. So you'd be in front of your at least current fans, right? Plus, it's the Georgia game and the Alabama game. Why would you play an entire season at Auburn except for the two biggest games? That's unfathomable. I mean, why would you leave? To me, there's only two or three. And again, correct me if I'm wrong. If you think of something I can't, guys. To me, there's only two or three reasons that you would leave early. One is you're trying to get a leg up on some other situation, like you've already rented a room on the campus of blank university, and you're going to get on there and start practicing with that coach, which I'm not even sure you can do yet, right? Or you're so angry and fed up you don't want to be around your teammates anymore, which, I mean, there's more mature ways you can handle that. Of course, these are kids. Or, I mean, you don't want to risk getting hurt if you're planning on a whole new career on some other team. Why would you throw your body on the line against Georgia and Alabama's defenses if you're not even planning on being an Auburn Tiger in the future? Now, that's off the top of my head. That's certainly not the way I would do it. I would play my butt off for the rest of the season and then evaluate things then. But I mean, it just seems like a strange way to go about it. It really does. I mean, I can only figure that he was so upset after LSU, right? That he so felt mistreated somehow. There was that sort of, imagine that you're an 18, 19-year-old kid, and on national television, you try to run out on the field on that play where you think you've been called, and the coach grabs you and yells at you and pushes you back on the sideline, and you barely get a play in the entire game when you've been told all season that there were packages being put in, So I can understand from the perspective of an 18, 19-year-old kid why, and let me carry that further. And then let's imagine that after that, your friends and people that are very partisan about you playing, right? They very much think you should be playing. They're all in your ear now saying, man, that coach, he disrespected you in front of the whole country. That's so embarrassing. You have to be humiliated. And you're like, man, yeah, that's right. I guess I should be. In other words, I'm not making excuses. I'm trying to work out where his mind could be. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what could be causing him to decide he needs to leave now. And so, like I say, if it's something along the lines of people are in his ear, he's embarrassed, if you add all those things together, then maybe that's what's going on in his head. Who knows? Predicting the emotional reaction of grown adults is hard enough, much less a kid. He's essentially a young man, a kid. And by the way, that's going to be my new thing I'm going to tell Mira when she says something like, can I get a car when I'm 16? And I'll say, well, honey, we're going to have some packages for you for a car. And then when she starts to go get in it, I'll pull her back and say, nope, not this one. Not this one. So, all right, let's see. Elvis says, how long is the latency? Oh, I've been a latent. Wait, I thought you meant something else. Whoa. Give us a clue when you see this chat. I was in the middle of a diatribe, Elvis. I don't know. Pop something else up now. Oh, hold on. Oh, we got another question coming in. I'm sorry, Elvis. I didn't see it. But I don't know if it matters. I guess we'll find out when John and I are on together, right? Because as long as it's just these little popping up the messages. Okay, it just popped up. Your second one just popped up, see? But I control when it comes up, not you. So, which was helpful when the Russian bot was popping up things I didn't want everybody to see, So I only selected some of his. So Rusty asks a follow-up here. Can this be walked back? Do you leave the team or just enter the transfer? Well, see, the whole transfer portal to me confuses me because it sounds like something out of one of my sci-fi books. Like Baranak and Caroline get the cosmic sword and they enter the transfer portal. So, whoa, we got, Okay. GB Sports is back. I love Joey and wish him well, but giving him up at this point in the season is not a good. But him giving up at this point is not. Yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. See, I've got to do something about the layout here. It's just not. It's good for audio. Oh, we got another new person, Tricky D. Hey, man, what's up? Of course, because we're Auburn, this means bogus. I know. I've been saying all along that something's going to happen. We needed Gatewood for Georgia and Alabama just in case, God forbid. And this almost like seems to make it a cosmic certainty, doesn't it? It's really scary because I don't know that we want to go into the Iron Bowl with Cord Sandberg doing anything other than holding the clipboard and making signals. I'm sure he's a fine man. He's what? I'm sure he's like what? A fine 74-year-old man. Well, I remember the day now that Gatewood left our team and Coach Malzahn looked at me and said, Cord, the day may come when you have to go in and play the Tide. And I said, Coach, my hip is thrown out this week. I can't do it. So yeah, I do have the soundboard working. I do.
We gotta get better at celebrating.
No. I've got the soundboard working, and so.
Oh, for the muse of fire!
I told y'all on the podcast this week. I've moved everything around now, so I want what I'm looking for is no, not the Soviet national anthem. I want that classic song.
Just two little country kids outside misbehaving.
That's good, but it's not the song I'm looking for. And it's not this one. Although I will play that. It's true. I don't know where it is. I don't know. I thought I had hey, it's my nephew from out in California way. What up, Alex? Hope you're enjoying all the shenanigans here and looking forward to coming out your way when we play Cal. I've had to move the spit screen thing out of the way here in order to be able to do stuff, and it's kind of a pain. So I hope I don't sound too horrible, but I can't see the screen with it. So probably need to figure out a new layout for all this. Let me catch up on some great comments we've had. Your stream is running about 15 seconds behind when you say something. So if you ask something, it'll take us 15 seconds before you see it on. How do you know that? I don't understand. I'm not a smart man. And this the time travel thing. I think, Elvis, that I have entered the transfer portal. I've entered the transfer portal, and so somehow I'm 15 seconds behind. Now the audio thing is doing some weird stuff. Hold on. Crackle, crackle, crackle. The audio engine on this thing is bad. I got to get it fixed, but I don't really know because I ain't a smart man. I don't know exactly how to do that. Let me see what the time frame is. 2:45. I got about 6 minutes left. Let me catch up. Let's see. Yeah, Gus doesn't remember. I don't know. I have. That's true. It is true. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about. Well, I don't know anything about Sandberg running the ball. GB. I don't know. Let's see. Alchemist. Hey, what's up, man? The Gatewood news is sickening to hear. I know it. Kid loved Auburn and Malzahn. Was that meant not good? You know, the funny thing about that is that Gus was like the only one recruiting him as a quarterback. You know, and we kind of need to bear in mind. That's quick. We need to bear in mind, you know, that it was Gus in the first place. Everybody else was saying he should be a tight end. So, I mean, on the one hand, Gus wanted him. And on the other hand, Gus didn't really use him. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think we definitely beat one of them, maybe both, as long as Bo can stay healthy. But that's a big maybe. And remember, I've been saying since the spring that we need two good quarterbacks. when people started this transfer talk about Gatewood way back, in August, I'm like, we're going to need him. I just thought they would actually, use him some, but what do I know? We have a technical explanation from Ellis because the kind of time when I click submit and when you say you saw it. Okay, but how does that matter? I'm just not. Well, I think that when I have John on here live with me at the same time, we'll know a lot more. If there's a 15-second lag between me and John, then the whole thing is useless. If there's a 15-second delay between getting a comment popped up, I don't see how that matters really. Let's see. Alchemist says Malzahn handled it terribly. Well, far be it from me at this point to just blanket defend Gus, but we really don't know anything yet. We're just kind of guessing really. So I get it, man. I totally get the anger, the frustration. I feel it too. And I've been feeling it for a long time. I just wish we knew a little bit more, and stuff's going to come out, sooner or later. Did you see that Brandon Marcello said that he tried to ask a question on the teleconference today and they wouldn't let him ask Gus a question. So, and he follows up. I don't blame Gus or Joey. This is just what happens when you have two very talented quarterbacks. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we were really at that stage, and John and I talked about that on the show. You got it, Haas. No problem. We need to be looking for a transfer quarterback. No kidding. Well, we needed a transfer quarterback as a starter this season. But the funny thing is, if neither one of them had started, would they both still be here? Yeah, that's an interesting question. If Kelly Bryant had come to Auburn, would we have all three? But I mean, you got to think, right, that if Kelly Bryant had come, then Bo would have been here for sure, right? Because he would have thought he's the heir apparent as soon as Kelly Bryant leaves. Would Gatewood have hung around and been third string? Or was it that Gatewood felt like he played well enough to be the starter, or at least to earn significant playing time this year because there wasn't a Kelly Bryant? So it's interesting how having three quarterbacks might have let us keep three, whereas having two quarterbacks might have made it to where we only have one. Isn't that weird? That's sort of a addition by addition, subtract. I'm not a smart man. I don't know, but something along those lines. Yeah, but I agree with you, Rusty. We're gonna have to find somebody. And yeah, I mean, if Gus is still our coach next year, and as of this moment, I have no reason to think he won't be. The only way I could think he's not is if this somehow fractures the chemistry on the team to the point that we turn into 2012. And I don't know if anybody, certainly our defense isn't going to do that, right? So I don't know if I see that happening. But assuming everything stays the same next year, whether you like it or not, okay? Assuming everything stays the same next year, we're going to have another quarterback. And given the track record, I think we would all agree we would like it to be somebody with a little experience. Now, here's the question. If you bring in a transfer quarterback, are they going to expect to get to start over Bo? And if they come in and Bo is the starter, are they going to think they're never going to get to play? Oh, that's my go get Mira. All right, so I'm going to give it another minute or two. And, yeah, about not pursuing the high school. But yeah, so there are a lot of moving pieces and a lot of moving parts here. I still like the idea that that we're all in the transfer portal because of something Doctor Who did. I don't know. I just feel like anyway. All right, so last question or two, and I'm going to pack it up. I just wanted to get in a test. The funny thing is, I was about to lose my mind a minute ago because my time kept frittering away before I could come on here, and I had to restart the computer last night, and I couldn't hear the soundboard again. And I'm thinking, how did John hack into my computer? How did he do it? And, there it is. How did John do it? But actually what it is apparently every time I restart this computer, all my audio settings, and there's like 50 to get everything to work right, all go back to the original default settings. So I got to either never turn the computer off or figure out how to change that. All right, last. Tricky. Yeah, why? Oh, I don't know. Last one is from my nephew. Does Auburn cover the 18 points against Ole Miss? Well, on our show Monday night, yesterday morning, John said, I haven't watched Ole Miss this year, but John was saying that Ole Miss runs the ball all of a sudden. I'm like, runs the ball? We have gone through the transfer portal into some other universe. So if they can run the ball, and but they're not going to run the ball against us. So, yeah, I think we win by 20. I think it'll be another one of these, where we either boat race a team or it's right down to the wire and we lose. So I feel pretty good. Oh, got a couple more I can squeeze in. Tricky says, didn't Gabe Gross lead the team right before he played Ole Miss? That sounds right, but it's been a couple of minutes, but that kind of sounds right. I just want the team to focus on the rest of the games one at a time. Yeah, easier said than done. And then done right. Yeah, I agree. All right, last word is from Alex. As I said, 42-20. You'll be on the oh, you're flying in. Well, that's cool. Have a good time. You're flying in like 2 weeks early because John and I will be there for the Georgia game. But have a good time, Alex. All right, gang. Again, there's a latency as Elvis was pointing out. So if your comment doesn't get on here, I apologize. We'll get you next time. John and I will be doing the show soon. I may pop back on here Friday to test out the new system that should be coming tomorrow. I got a new super Wi-Fi that's going to make a super fast connection and everything. So I'll probably see you guys Friday sometime during the day. Otherwise, War Eagle. Yeah, good hanging out with you guys, War Eagle guys, and we will see you all later. War Eagle.